Watch out, it's the warning track.
Welcome back to another episode of The Warning Track. I'm your host, Clayton McMahon. Back here rocking it solo again, but we're very happy to have had Ethan on yesterday. It's always fun when he's able to make the time. And as I mentioned before, we'll try to have him on every Tuesday. It's not a guarantee. He's usually putting Wayne 15 on his back, so covering a whole bunch of very important things, Fort Wayne City Council and the like. So, like I said, we'll hopefully have him on next Tuesday, but we're happy to have him back. And it's kind of good to be back. I mentioned on yesterday's show, Memorial Day weekend kind of made it so we hadn't done a show in a little bit, so this will be nice. Today will be an interesting show because we have probably our lightest closing carousel since we've started the warning track, and there's not even really a ton of news and notes either. So this will be a lot of buy low, sell high candidates, maybe even look at some prospects that are on the verge of getting called up. So some interesting content that we usually don't have time to do just because we're doing a 30-minute show. So we'll get right into it. Really, the only name I want to talk about is Yoendris Gomez, who got a save last night for the Twins. Now, this is his third save of the year and his second one since being traded to the Twins from the Rays, which happened in early May. It happened in the 11th inning, so I don't know if there's really much to note. Ethan and I talked about the Twins' closing situation yesterday, and I still think Taylor Rogers is the guy I want to own. That being said, Gomez has gotten some appearances, some situations. Joe Ryan, I have Joe Ryan in the league. He was pitching so well, and then it's kind of faltered in the 8th inning there. Actually, I have Sean Burke, too, nice little pitcher's duel in this Twins-White Sox game. But so, yeah, I still think Taylor Rogers is the guy to own. I don't really like anybody in this bullpen, but if there's going to be one person, we're talking really deep leagues here, go and get Taylor Rogers. He should be owned in a vast majority of leagues here. Let's see. I think we were just looking at yesterday, but yeah, he's only owned in 1% of leagues, so just somebody to keep an eye on. And that's literally it. We'll kind of get into some notes. Funny enough, Ethan and I were talking about players we liked or disliked on our teams, and a couple I named were Tyler Soderstrom and Aaron Nola. Well, Tyler Soderstrom goes 2 for 4 with a home run, and then Aaron Nola pitched through a quality start, got a win. 6 innings, 2-run ball, 5 Ks. Not a bad start at all against the Padres. So I'm still skeptical on Nola. We'll actually talk about Tyler Soderstrom in our buy low, sell high segment here in a little bit. But those were just kind of two performances that, like I said, funny enough, we were just talking about him yesterday. Nolan Arenado, I also have on a team. He exited last night's game with groin tightness. No update yet. We're recording this a little later than we usually do. It's just before 11 a.m. on Wednesday, May 27th. So no update there yet, but not super optimistic about it. Brandon Marsh, who has just been a batting average machine this year, exited a game with a middle finger sprain. He suffered the injury sliding back into first base on a pickoff attempt. Not really sure. Same thing. No really update on how long, if any, time he'll miss. Garrett Crochet is set to throw another bullpen. It would be his second bullpen session on Sunday. He completed his first one Tuesday. So slowly coming back from his recovery. It's been about a month since he's been out already. I can't believe it's been that long already. Gleyber Torres resumed swinging a bat. It wasn't really off to the best start in the world, but second base is pretty shallow. Yeah, it looks like he felt good while swinging a bat, so he probably won't be gone for too much longer. Dylan Cease was playing catch Tuesday, which is almost immediately after he got put on the injury list for a strained hamstring. It definitely seems like he's going to probably have a minimum stay, which would be June 9th. Still is 2 weeks, which isn't ideal. It's 2 matchups you're going to be without Cease, but not the end of the world. Gage Jump, we talked a little bit about him yesterday. One of the top prospects in baseball, called up by the Athletics. Didn't have the best start in the world, but did have 5 Ks across 5 innings, 13 whiffs. The strikeout upside is definitely there. So I do think he's still somebody. I wouldn't drop him just after one start. I mean, I'm sure he had some jitters. He's up to 5.6% in ESPN, so he's probably double digits in Yahoo. Let's see here. Yeah, up to 15%. So I still hold on to him. It's just one start, and it wasn't a complete disaster. So just somebody to keep an eye on. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So CBS came out with an interesting articles from Scott White of 15 struggling studs, and whether to, I guess this isn't necessarily buy low, sell high. It's more just buy low and what are the odds. So basically, as this article implies, Scott White's expecting a bounce back from all of these guys. So we'll kind of just go through each one and give my thoughts on how likely I think they're going to on a scale of 1 to 10. So Acuna, yes, feel very good about Acuna. As just mentioned here, dealt with a little bit of a hamstring injury. Numbers haven't been the best. The home run production is really bad, which isn't ideal. But I'm gonna give him an 8. I'm gonna give him an 8. The only reason it's not higher is because I'm worried about the power production, which I don't even think has to do with the hamstring. That's more just a season-long outlook. Pete Alonso, now it mentions here, I mean, yeah, the batting average isn't the best, but excuse me, 10 homers on the season, is over 30 runs and ribbies. It looked really good in May. I mean, May's almost over, obviously, so this is a month-long stat line. Really good exit velocities. I just don't even know if you can really buy low on Pete Alonso, to be honest, especially since it'd be one thing if he was scuffling right now, but with having a good May as he's had, yeah. And you're never really going to see much of a batting average from him. I think he had a pretty good batting average last year, but it was kind of an outlier for him. Or I'm thinking, 2025. So I guess he's done it before, but he's never really somebody I look to as a batting average guy. I'm more thinking the 230, 240 batting average, but that's just me. So yeah, I'm not too worried about Pete Alonso at all. I don't really think you can buy low on him. I guess if you can, certainly try, but yeah, I think that one's probably one of the bigger stretches on this list. Now, for anybody who listened to yesterday's show, they heard that Ethan likes Bo Bichette. I mean, kind of like this note mentions, it's possible he's still hurt. I mean, I had him in a league last year, but the 2 seasons before that were pretty bad. I don't know. The Mets also just seem like borderline cursed at this point this year. They have just not looked good at all. Injury plagued. Yeah, I guess he missed time. So yeah, you take that out. He pretty much has been an automatic 300 batting average. I definitely would never expect him to steal 25 bases or anywhere close to that in a season again. But I will say, too, it's nice that he is third base and shortstop eligible. Just a pretty rare position eligibility. And he's still batting pretty high, or ESPN won't show it. But if you go to Yahoo, I'm pretty sure he's still batting high in the lineup, which is good. Yeah, still batting out of the 2 hole. Yeah, I guess he's somebody, especially if you're looking for a third base replacement, he's somebody I would consider trying to buy low on. I definitely think you can, but I don't think you're going to necessarily get him for free either. I'm trying to remember where he was going in drafts. The 6th round. Ooh, that is brutal. Looking at another name here, Jazz Chisholm. This one, same thing. I don't think you're going to be able to buy super low on him. He has 13 stolen bases, 5 homers, batting .250. The strikeouts are abysmal like they always are. And maybe he's not quite living up to where he was drafted, which was arguably the number 1 second baseman. But he's had a good May, too. Yeah, as you can kind of see, he's gotten his batting average up a little bit. I guess I just realized I haven't been giving the numbers. Bo Bichette, I'm going to give a 5. I don't know. This just seems like a rough season, and if he's still injured, I'm just very concerned about that. Looks like he's maybe had some bad luck, but yeah. And then Pete Alonso, I'm just going to say like a 10. I mean, I think he's basically doing what you expect. So Jazz Chisholm, kind of the same thing. I don't think you're going to be able to buy low on him at all, so I'm going to give like an 8 an 8 as well, an 8 or a 9. He's obviously somebody that's just kind of streaky in general, so kind of look at his numbers. Yeah, I mean, last year put up a 30-30 season, batting 242. He also just misses a ton of time in general. As you can see, there's only one season he's ever had with more than 130 games. Yeah, he'll always be a stolen base threat, though. So if you need stolen bases, maybe try. I'm just not confident you'll be able to buy low on him. Now, you might be able to at Pete Crow Armstrong, who has stolen some bases, but yeah, is batting 223. We saw, obviously, how rough his second half looked last year. Let's get the numbers in a more. So, yeah. 6 homers, only 23 ribbies, batting 224, 28 runs, which isn't terrible, but considering we're pushing a third of the way through the season, not ideal either. So I think you could. It doesn't help that he was, probably a third-round pick? Oh, fourth round. Okay. I think he was probably going like more third round in traditional leagues. He must have slid in that one. Let's see here. Okay, no, fourth round. So, but either way, that's a high draft pick. So people are already going to be a little stingy in wanting to get rid of him anyway. I'm going to give this one a 6. Because like I said, he's at least putting up counting stats in points leagues, and probably not quite as valuable as he is in Roto. But yeah, I think, and that team is just loaded. They're kind of scuffling right now anyway. So the entire team, Seiya Suzuki, who I have in a league, has been awful. Yeah, so I'm going to give that one a 6. I think you could buy low on him a little bit. Now, Vlad is just so weird. I mean, look at the numbers. Batting 290, more walks than strikeouts. Like, those are the type of things that I love to see. But then he has 3 homers with a 758 on OPS. It's just the power is just completely sapped. And like this mentions, it's just kind of the way his batting profile is. That's just always how he'll be. But I just don't see. I think you could easily see him not even reach 20 homers. So I had him, not his almost MVP year, but the year he batted, like, if I could type, batted like 320. Yeah, this year. I had him this year. And even then, he only hit 30 home runs. I mean, we've only seen one season with him over 32. I mean, the way this drought's looking, I could easily see it being. Does he even reach 25 homers this year? I don't think so. He's currently on pace for about 10, I think. Yeah, 53 games. So, yeah, that's 159. So, yeah, we'll just say 10 homers. Yeah, I don't even think he gets to 25 homers rest of the season. Not that he'll be worthless, because especially in points leagues with the lack of strikeouts is really good, and he is batting 290. But I'm going to give it a 5. I think Vlad's profile is just one I'm not a big fan of. I mean, going into the season, I was much higher on, say, Nick Kurtz or even Pete Alonso. Yeah, I'm just not feeling this one. Gunnar Henderson, this is probably not fair just because he frustrated me a ton. I drafted him last year when he was very disappointing. I'm giving this one like a 4. I mean, he's 69 strikeouts already. Let's pull up his numbers here, where he was still being drafted, I think, in the second round. Yeah, brutal. 217 batting average, 28 runs, 11 home runs. That's not terrible. 26 RBIs. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I obviously don't have the time like Scott White to look into StatCast and Fangraphs data, but I mean, he had a fantastic rookie year. 2024 was incredible. Almost had a 40-20 season with almost 120 runs, batted 281. Last year, he had a solid batting average, so I will say that. And he did get up to 30 stolen bases. But RBIs weren't there. Like I said, the plate discipline's honestly even worse than in past years. I mean, that's on pace for 210 strikeouts and only 45 walks. So, roughly. Yeah, I'm just not a big Gunnar Henderson fan. I'm giving this one like a 3. I think if you can sell low on him and maybe get the name of a second-round pick, prestige, do it. He clearly has the talent considering he's done it multiple seasons, but just the way last season went and then this season, this isn't looking much better. Yeah, I'm not super high on Gunnar Henderson. I think I'm kind of feeling the same way for Manny Machado too. Now I know this note mentions that like bat speed, it indicate like it's mentioned, it clear indicators of age in terms of advanced statistics show that he seems to be basically normal. That being said, if you just look at the upside of Manny Machado, it's not, at least in my opinion, not quite as elite as you would think. So, I mean, in his best seasons, he's given you 30 homers, 100 runs, 100 ribbies, batting around. Yeah, I mean, this year was just insane, 2022. But batting around, we'll say 280. Or it is his career, 276, batting 270, 280. Yeah, giving you 30 homers, about 90 runs, 90 ribbies, 100 runs, somewhere around there. Maybe 10 stolen bases. His stolen bases, you can see, are pretty sporadic. But, I mean, yeah, it's sitting at a 800 OPS. Plate discipline's never been the best. Last year, and he had a solid season last year, but last year, 55 walks, 131 strikeouts. I just don't see it. I just don't see him being a super elite player, especially because where he went, I think it was going in the 4th round this year. I just didn't see it even with a weak third base. Oh, he went in the 3rd round. That's just way too high to me, especially when guys like James Wood and his upside were going there. So I'm going to give this one a 4. Yeah, I think Manny Machado's I'm not super high on either. Now, Josh Naylor, I actually like Josh Naylor a lot. The only problem is I just don't think you can buy low on him anymore. Now, he started off the season absolutely abysmal. I remember Ethan has him in the league we're in together. And so, I remember him just really struggling. He was not stealing much. And now he's already up to 12 stolen bases on the year. Batting 250, the power ain't quite there. But I could see that returning. I guess I'll say this. If you can buy low on Josh Naylor, I definitely would. As you can see on your screen here, it's also showing he's had some bad luck in some ways. So, yeah, if somebody, for whatever reason, held on to Naylor after the early season struggle, but is still pretty frustrated in him, I would definitely try to buy low on him. Just a few more names. Yeah, we'll go to Soderstrom. Yeah, I do like Soderstrom. And not just because I haven't won a team. Hitting in Sacramento home games is obviously ideal. It mentions here he's actually putting up some of his best plate discipline numbers, improved pull air rate. I think that offense is low-key just kind of loaded anyway between Langoliers, Nick Kurtz, get Jacob Wilson back, Soderstrom. Zach Geloff, I guess, has kind of struggled, but has shown some upside. Yeah, I just feel like it's a good offense, good hitting environment. I just want a part of the A's, especially as we start to heat up here. Yeah, I just want any part of the A's I can get. And so I like Soderstrom. He gives you dual position eligibility too. I believe in most, if not all, formats he's eligible at first base and outfield, which is nice. So yeah, definitely want him. Same with Austin Riley. So it kind of mentions I think he just needs to heat up, kind of starts a little colder, almost like a Lindor or Julio type. Really like Austin Riley. Tatis. I have no idea. I have no idea what to do here. Because I do have him in the league. And he has 13 stolen bases, and the 255 batting average is okay. But 0 home runs through a third of the season. I just don't even know how that's possible. For somebody as talented as Julio Rodriguez, how that even happens. Does this mention, low pull air rate, but does it bring up the barrels? Or like hard hit rate? It doesn't. So maybe that's kind of tapered off a little bit. Because I know at one point he had one of the best hard hit rates in the league. The only problem is he was just hitting it into the dirt. But yeah, this note from Scott White doesn't mention it. But obviously he is not going to end the season without a home run. But this is like Vlad Jr. to the extreme. The only difference is he is giving you stolen bases. So I like Tatis rest of the season way more than I like Vlad Guerrero. Vlad Guerrero is giving you more batting average, but I'm going to give Tatis a 6. I'm not super confident in it, but I just have to believe that with his talent, he's still only 27 years old, that he's going to bounce back and start hitting some bombs. Kyle Tucker, bye. This is, as I mentioned, he's definitely dealt with a lot of injuries in his career, but this is, I am absolutely buying Kyle Tucker if I can. I don't think you can, because even his numbers still aren't terrible. He has 35 runs, 26 ribbies, 4 homers, 4 stolen bases, 246 batting average. Hasn't been the best, but it's not terrible either. I think he was a first-round pick, or at least should have been. I did not get him in any leagues this year. Late first-rounder. So, yeah, definitely buy him. I don't think you can, but try your best if you can. This one's tough because I really like Trey Turner, but he is 32, turning 33 this year. Stolen bases are there still kind of. 9 isn't far from awful, but not elite either. Batting 221, 5 homers, 608 OPS. I mean, this mentions his sprint speed still insane, average bat speed. So honestly, he may be somebody to buy low on. Obviously, stolen bases aren't quite as scarce as they used to be, and Trey Turner also never really stole to the elite level that I think a lot of people thought. I'm trying to remember what the most he had. Yeah, okay, so he had 46 in the early days, but okay, he did have 36 last year. Led the National League in batting average. Interesting. So, yeah, he might be somebody to buy low on too. I think it actually convinced me. I thought at first I'm gonna give so Kyle Tucker, I'm gonna give a 9. Trey Turner, I'm gonna give an 8. I gave Tatis a 6. And then Framber Valdez, yeah, I kind of agree with this note, even though I have him in a league this year and he's been very frustrating. I just have to believe that if nothing else, he's going to give you the volume, and then we'll eventually kind of figure out his curveball and if you find. So I'm going to give Framber a 7, and I think you could, even with the pitching landscape where everybody seems to be hurt, I think you could buy low on him. So. Well, we're basically out of time. I kind of want to get into the prospect stuff. Luis Lara, of course, the Brewers just are churning out guys left and right. I don't know how they do it, but I think he's somebody to look at. I think he could get called up soon. He's an outfielder. Who else? I just don't know about Cade Anderson because Ethan and I talked about this yesterday. Where are they going to put him? Where are they going to put him? Are they going to have Bryce Miller and Luis Castillo both in the bullpen? That just doesn't seem right. Noelvi Marte, yes, I definitely think he needs to be kept an eye on. Kalen Culpepper, yeah, maybe. You guys put up really good numbers. And then Cole Carrig, yeah, 27 stolen bases already this year is pretty wild. Pretty good Blake to this one too. Yandy Morales, yeah, 10 homers, 355 batting average. Yeah, I don't think you see any of these guys. Yeah, I think Noelvi Marte, should be stashed if you can. I don't disagree with that at all. So I think that's kind of the only prospect to know. Maybe Luis Lara too. And that's pretty much all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining. Like I said, it was nice to be able to kind of get into some buy low candidates, prospect stuff we usually don't have time for. I'm sure the closing carousel will be back in full force soon enough, but it was nice to also kind of take a break from that too. So thank you for watching another episode of The Warning Track. I'm your host, Clayton McMahon, as always, and we'll see you later.
Watch out, it's The Warning Track.